everyone, welcome to Weeding Secret. Today we're doing a huge experiment on making soap without coconut oil and without palm oil. Let's see if we can pull it off, let's see what the qualities are, and let's see if we really do need coconut and palm in our soap recipes, or coconut or palm oil. Right, so the ingredients we're going to be using today are olive oil. We are using shea butter. This is refined shea butter today. We are using mango butter, which is from the soapery. The shea butter is also from the soapery. Olive oil is from Sainsbury's. We are using sweet almond oil, which you can see is from Just a Soap. We're using hemp seed oil, which is from the soapery. And we are using castor oil, which I get from Just a Soap. Now, if you want to find any of these ingredients in the country that you're in, if you just type in castor oil supplies, sweet almond oil supplies, hemp seed oil supplies, mango butter supplies, shea butter supplies, olive oil supplies if you can't get it from your local supermarket, and multiple listings of those will pop up. If you want to get the ingredients from the same place I've got them, if you want to purchase all of these oils from the same place I bought them from, I've put a link to each one in the description box below the video. But the first thing we need to do is actually make up our lye solution. So that's what we're going to do first. Okay, making up our lye solution, which is sodium hydroxide and water today. I decided at the next video I'm going to start to use milks. So in the next episode, which will be episode 16, I'm going to use milks and something else. I'm not going to disclose what else yet, but we'll see in the next episode, which should be 2 weeks from today. Right, so the quantity of water, as per usual, is 213 grams. So let's weigh that out. I'm actually using distilled water, but if you're just practicing, don't worry about it. You can use tap water, it's absolutely fine. Oh, I've putting the lye quantity in there. It's, yeah, 213, not 113. And we're going to weigh out our sodium hydroxide, which for this soap is actually 108 grams. That's the lowest we've had so far. The sodium hydroxide is all worked out depending on which oils you actually put into your soap, which oils and butters, and that's why you need a soap calculator to do it. There is a way that you can do it without the soap calculator. Don't ask me to show you how, because I don't know. I'm sure I could work it out though. Right, so now we're going to add our, well, we don't need the scales here. We're going to add our sodium hydroxide into our water as per usual. Nice and gently does it, so those granules are not jumping up. Give your lye and your water a good stir. And you can see it's cloudy at the moment. You need to stir that until it's nice and clear. It doesn't take too long. Try to make sure there are no oils and butters or any soap stuck to your metal spoons, because that can make it a little bit scummy on the top of your lye solution. And you can see how hot that is, the steam coming off there. I'll just show you what the temperature is right now. It's 96.5 degrees centigrade or Celsius. So I'm just going to let that cool down now. You can see it's a lot clearer. I can feel in there that there's no granules sticking on the bottom of the container. So I can actually take the spoon out and let it cool down. But in a minute, 1 minute, I will actually come back and give this another stir. And then while this is cooling, I'm going to weigh out all of my oils and butters ready to make the soap. The type of lye we're using is NaOH. Our weight of oils is going to be in grams, and we're using 851 grams of oils. Our water as a percentage of oils is 25 as usual, 5% superfat with no fragrance. Now our list of oils. Our first oil is olive oil. Our second oil is shea butter. Our third oil is mango butter, and then some sweet almond oil, hemp seed oil, and castor oil. We're working in grams today. So we need 301 grams of olive oil, 180 grams of shea butter, 170 grams of mango butter, 65 grams sweet almond oil, 95 grams of hemp oil, and 40 grams of castor oil. Calculate your recipe, check your quantities are correct, and then view or print the recipe. And then that gives you your printout. So this recipe is called the episode 15 Eat Secret No Palm, No Coconut recipe experiment. So all your measurements are there. We've got a choice of grams, ounces or pounds for the water, and for the oils we've got a choice of grams, ounces, pounds or percentages. So you can, with a percentage, you can make your batch larger or smaller. And then our soap qualities, you'll be shocked to see. You see the differences there. Cleansing is 0, bubbly is only number 4, creamy is 31. That's the only one that's within range, I think, isn't it? Yeah, all the others are out of range. So will this soap even work? Let's find out, shall we? And I'm just writing some notes in the bottom here. If you want a copy of the recipe, get in touch with me via the website and ask for the episode 15 soap recipe, and I'll send you the PDF. Now let's weigh out all of our oils, shall we? Weigh all of our oils and butters. As per usual, we're going to start off with the solid oil. So we need the shea butter and the mango butter. They are the only solid oils that we're using today. So shea butter, we need 180 grams. Now we don't usually melt shea butter in the microwave, so I'm going to use the double boiler method, which means you have a pan of water and you put the jug over the pan, you heat the water up, and the heat from the water melts the shea butter. But you must be careful not to overheat the shea butter because it can go grainy. But you know what, if it does, don't worry too much about it. This isn't a moisturizer, it's a soap, but you do need those granules, molecules, all to melt. I've gone over just slightly. And now for our mango butter. I'm really interested to see how this recipe works actually. So we want 170 grams of the mango butter. Because not everybody might want to use coconut. They might want a totally different, unusual recipe to what everybody else is using. Now, just about everybody uses coconut oil in their soap, and for good reason, because it's got fantastic cleansing ability and bubbling ability. Right, so that's our two solid oils. So I'm going to melt those on a double boiler, and then we'll come back in a second, well, once it's melted, to add our liquid oils, which are just at room temperature, so they're just going to be taken straight out of the bottles as they are. Okay, so we're just going to pop an empty jug on there, tear the scales, and then we're going to put the new jug on there. And now we're going to add our measurements of our other oils in, and we'll start with our olive oil. We need 301 grams of olive oil straight out of the bottle. The next oil we're going to add is the sweet almond oil, and that one we are going to use 65 grams today. Now you see I've gone over a tiny little bit at 66. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 1 gram less of the hemp oil in there. And the hemp oil, we're doing 95 grams. And then we're going to add 40 grams of castor oil. You see, we've got a beautiful colour from that hemp seed oil. It's really quite dark. We're just going to give those a nice stir. Let's check the temperature. So at the moment we're at 41.7. Now obviously our lye is going to be very hot still, so I'm just going to leave those both to one side until they both cool down to room temperature. And because you're not using a lot of lye solution, this is a small batch, it won't take too long to cool down, just an hour or two. If you're doing a large batch like the size batch I usually do, which is 5 kilos, it takes a lot longer for the lye solution to cool down to room temperature. So we're going to get a nice rich colour with this soap, and we'll be back as soon as it's time to mix the two together. Okay, so here we are, a few hours later, because I've been yapping on the phone. So our oils are at 28.5 degrees centigrade. I've got to wait for this thing to go off, this temperature going to go off, then we can check the temperature of the lye. I don't know why you have to do that, because if you press the button now, it just stays on 28.5. So as soon as it's gone off, and that's at 32, so doesn't matter to me. The temperature's not that different that it's going to hurt anything. So just gently pour in your lye solution into your oils. Just give that a stir in, then we're going to blend it in, then we're going to pour it into our mould, and then we're going to put it into the oven to C-pop the soap. C-pop means cold process, which is what we're making here, oven process. So oven process warms the soap up and it helps it to go through the gel phase. Cold process is where you just pour the soap into the mould and leave it without doing anything else with it. And then hot process is where you actually cook the soap batter. So this would be poured into a double boiler or a crock pot or something, and you would actually cook the soap. Right, let's give that a blend. Well, the soap is a gorgeous colour. I'm really interested to see what it's like when it's saponified. Alright, shall we have a go at some texturing? For a change, we don't usually do texturing on our soap making from scratch soaps. Incidentally, I don't actually sell the soap making from scratch recipes, the soaps on my website. I only sell my regular soaps, my artisan soaps. And that's because in the UK you can't actually sell anything without having a safety assessment for it. So basically all I'm doing these videos for is for you, so you can see what actually happens and which recipes you fancy using in the future of your soap making journey. And because I'm not selling anything, I'd still like to make money from doing these videos, and you can do that by clicking the join button or making some kind of donation to Eden Secret. If you can't do that, that's absolutely perfect, no problem at all. You're still helping me by watching the videos, liking the videos, subscribing to the videos and sharing the videos. So thank you for that, everyone. This is our textured soap going into the oven now at 170 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to turn the oven off as soon as we put this in. What do you think? Is it going to work, this? Are we going to get any bubbles out of it? What will the slip be like? Will we get a nice piece of soap from this recipe? What do you think? Let's have a look and see what we've got. Right, that's the soap unmolded. Now let's cut it. Doesn't particularly look any different to the other ones we've done, does it? Cutting a little piece off to do the lather test. Will we have any lather? Let's go and find out, shall we? And what I do with each of the soaps that I make, I just get a toothpick so that I know which soap is which. So yeah, just C for no coconut and P for no palm. And then I know which soap is which on my shelf. Now what we'll do in a few weeks is we'll get all of the soaps that we've made and we'll do another lather test on each one so we can see what happens after like curing time. Right, let's see what we've got, because this soap is a totally different setup as far as ingredients go to all the other soaps we've done. So this soap, we have no palm oil and no coconut oil. Recipe is in the description box below the video, so let's see. Yeah, we've got no lather, nothing whatsoever. So the soap qualities were right, but it's still nice. It still feels nice. The slip's nice. Oh, a little bit more water and we've actually got some bubbles. There's nothing horrible about it. It's still nice even without those oils in there. I'm just going to dry my hands and see what it feels like. Nice and clean. I don't feel any barrier on there at all. So I'm not sure how moisturising it is, but it definitely doesn't feel drying. It feels clean, but it's not sticky or anything like that. So I would say this is a successful soap. If you're not interested in bubbles, you don't want to use palm oil, you don't want to use coconut, because coconut can be drying if you use too much. Nothing wrong with this at all. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching episode 15 of Soap Making from Scratch. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode when we'll be adding some milk and another ingredient. I'll see you then. Bye bye for now.